Hey, good morning. Good morning. I want you to join me this morning for a quick live. I want to talk to you about the truth and what's happening. Here's where I am this morning. I'm standing out in front of Rowan Middle School, and I want to come out by Rowan Middle School, and I want to have a conversation with you. And so if you can, go on and share with as many people as you can. And hey, Annette Simpson, how you doing this morning? So I want to take y'all on a real quick journey with me, all right? A real quick journey. And I want to show you one of the things that drives me to know that we got to do something about what's happening. So I want to give about 30 seconds. If I could get you to join on, come on, join me on this live this morning, maybe as you're driving to work, maybe as you're sitting there for a moment. But certainly, I need everybody to share this for me. Please share this. So, and then share this this morning, this live this morning. So, I was a school teacher. So I taught school. I began my teaching career in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And believe it or not, I was an elementary education teacher. And at that time, there were very few black male elementary education teachers, as it is today. And I committed to teaching elementary school. And when we were moving, my wife and I finished our master's at USM, and we were about to move to Atlanta like everybody was. I read a book by Dolphus Weird called I Ain't Coming Back. And instead of moving to Atlanta, like everybody else seemed to be doing at that time, I decided to move back home. And I moved back home. I began working at Edwards Elementary. And I did that because I wanted to make a difference where a difference needed to be made. And after being at Edwards Elementary, I came to Rowan Middle School, and I was going to go back and I was beginning to pastor New Jerusalem, which was on the street right behind me, and we're going to ride by there. So this is what I'm asking you to do this morning. Take a ride with me. And I want to show you why I think it's important that we take a stand, okay? Right here, let me turn the camera. Right here is where my 6th grade class was, right in there. And as you can see, it's all boarded up. So Rowan Middle School no longer exists. It's all boarded up. And this is in a community where, of course, education is needed. But it's no longer open, right? The homes right across the street from Rowan Middle School, right across the street, are abandoned, some where people live that, but you don't know, most people over here were renting homes. And so, but you got abandoned, dilapidated properties that have not been kept up, okay? And that exists right here. Now, I want you to keep this in mind because I'm asking you this morning, James Henry, to take a ride with me. That's what we're doing, we're taking a ride, right? I just want y'all to see what I'm talking about, all right? So that's Rowan. These are the dilapidated houses in this community, And as you can see, Stella, Rowan Middle School is closed, okay? So this is in my district. This is a place where I chose to come and work. This is where I wanted to be. This is where I serve. And this is a school much needed in this community that is now closed. And a lot of the reasons for that is the failure of our state government to support public education, okay? And that's critical. It's critical that you hear that. It's critical that you understand that. But remember, we're going on a ride this morning, okay? I want to take you down the street, all right? And as we're going, I'm going to stop and show you some things. I had to get a loaner car this morning. Got a flat tire, got hit one of them bumps, potholes. But I want you to see and I want you to hear my heart, okay? So this is where I came 27 years ago to serve and work and believe this is what God wanted me to be. Now, look at it. The windows are burst. The windows are burst out. This is, Lord, I can't remember the name of the school. I'm so ashamed. Right next to Brown Elementary. That's it, Brown Elementary. So the kids from Brown would come to Rowan, right? But now those schools are closed. So they're boarded up. And I understand closing of schools, but why in these communities that needed schools, right? Why could they not allocate the money here? And I want you to understand, look at the housing. Look at the boarded up houses. Now what you don't know is that many of the people over here are renters. Okay? They rent. I learned that years ago when I first became pastor in New Jerusalem. There was a mother of the church, Miss Zola Bennett. And Miss Zola Bennett, her house burned. She was a faithful lady. She loved the Lord. And I assumed that, well, you know, her house burned down. Well, her insurance would pay to get her a new house. And when I found out that Mrs. Zola Bennett had been renting that house for 27 years. 27 years she had been renting that house. She did not own the home. Okay? And so she just lost everything. Thank God she had a daughter and so forth, but renting. And that's the church. That's the New Jerusalem church where I first began to pastor, right here. That's the New Jerusalem church. And I came to New Jerusalem just with a heart, right? And you're right, Mattori, it is being prepped for gentrification. And that's what they're doing. They've already begun, right? So when you look around, you see what is taking place. And our state government has done nothing. Our state leadership has done nothing. It is areas like this where they are getting ready for gentrification. They've already started it. So right now, that's Baker Street, okay? So these are places that are near and dear to me, okay? Near and dear to me, and our people are being used in such a horrible way, you know, and they're using black and brown people to prop up the establishment that has kept it the same. And what my plan to do is to involve and connect and to make sure what's best for the community. Floyd, I'm gonna bring you on if you want to come, just let me know. I'm gonna bring you on my video. So these are the kind of things, all right? But now, I want to show you this. And I don't want to take up all your time, but I want to show you this. All right, I'm on Fortification Street. All right, this is the Midtown community. Right? And I want to show you how this thing works. And I want to show you what the issues are and what the real deal is. And I expect people, right? I expect people that have benefited the most to support my opponent. Because you benefited, and, you know, the word I've heard about what has been done, but our district, District 29, over the last 16 years has not gotten better, right? Has not gotten better, it's gotten worse. But now, I want to show you the difference. I want to show you something. Now, notice here, Pay Advance, Corn Laundry, right? Those types of businesses. Wow. Look at the condition of the store over here. all right? But now I'm on Fortification Street, and I'm going somewhere. If you can just bear with me, just let me show you this, and I'll be out your hair for today. Because what I want to show you is the difference, how wealth and poverty can exist right across the street from one another. Because that's what we have. Wealth and poverty existing right across the street. And somebody's got to tell the truth. Somebody has to share and tell the truth. I mean, the sheer number of renters in that neighborhood. So, here's what we see now. We're going now, and we're going to go here, right behind the Baptist Hospital, okay? Now, the Baptist Hospital is a place of wealth, right? It's a place of wealth. Wealth and poverty across the street, okay? Wealth and poverty across the street. And you know, we're going to cross over State Street. So you're talking about less than a mile away. Less than a mile. You have wealth and poverty coexisting. And honestly, for a long time, Baptist Hospital didn't even have a gate where people in emergencies could come through on the backside where they could actually come to the emergency room. And as you know, in medical emergency, just the little time of having to get there, that time means something. Okay? It means something. So I want you to understand something. My reason for running for state senator is because I believe one of the main sources of our issue boils down to what happens in state government. And that our state has underfunded the city of Jackson for many, many years, underfunded education for many, many years. Our current governor has anything for Jackson, improve Jackson. He has refused it, he has vetoed it, he has scratched it off the list for funding. But now, I'm in the Bellhaven community. In the Bellhaven community, let's look at the difference. Let's look at the difference just at the road. Look at the road here. Houses are being repaired and redone, okay? I mean, it's amazing to me the difference between the two. Just ride with me for a minute. I mean, look at the difference. Look at now what we're able to see, okay? So remember now, wealth and poverty coexisting around each other. Go New Stage Theater, okay? Let me show you. So, check it out. All right, now we're in the Bellhaven community. Look at the difference. The wealth and poverty right across the street from one another, right? Wealth and poverty existing right across the street. And guess what? 80% of these people own their homes. And many of the homes over there, because I know when we were trying to buy property in the Midtown community, for those that don't know, I try to keep New Jerusalem in the Midtown community. But the property was owned oftentimes by white slumlords who refused to sell the property at all because they were making money off renting the property to these people. Look. look at what you're looking at. Look at the difference now. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Right? Yeah, Floyd, they probably are blocking because people don't want the truth. But what I'm finding is people don't want the truth, and I'm finding more and more that black and brown people are being used to push for certain things, and white politicians have always used black folk. They've always used black people. They've always used us for their benefit, or they would take those that are benefiting the most, and those that are benefiting the most will, of course, because they getting something out the deal, right? And if you look at it, that's what happened. It's not because the common man is satisfied with what's going on. It's because you got black and brown people, such as your doctors associations, such as your Women for Progress, and all those folk that are simply benefiting from things staying the same. So they want it to stay the same. You know, a couple of organizations try to get me to give them money. Let me tell you something. The money I have is God's money. I give my money, and the money He allowed me to be steward over, to organizations and people that I see are making a difference in the life of citizens and other people. That's what I do, right? But I wanted you to see that. I wanted you to see it's serious. I want you to see this. I want you to understand that when you have wealth and poverty existing across the street from one another at such a level, that the Bellhaven, Fondren, Wealth, Midtown, Verdant Addition, poverty, but yet we want to keep things the same. There's nothing that is more oppressive when people that are made up and look like those of us that are trying to make the change and trying to make a change are lured into breaking down and being used by white politicians to get votes. And all you got to do is, it's a track record. Okay, it's a track record. They have a track record of doing this to black and brown citizens. They have a track record. White politicians have a track record of running to the black pastor, running to the black church, and they have a person that takes them in. Nothing can they point to that they've done for their community. But we keep falling for it. What I'm simply saying to you, we got to stop falling for the same tricks. We got to stop falling for it, right? It's time for us to be responsible. It's time for us to stand up and be who we are supposed to be and do what we are supposed to do as people. It's time for us to stand up. You understand? We cannot continue to do what we're doing. And it's important that you understand what I'm saying. Right? I need you to hear me. Dwayne Pickett has been called to serve all people, regardless of socioeconomic background, regardless of any of those other things. I'm called to be a servant to all people. And I'm convinced that we need a change. Let me be honest, when I first got in this race, when I first started down this road, it's like, man. But the more I find out, the more I hear, the more I know that we need change in District 29. And I'm not surprised that others that have also been a part of the problem want to keep things the same. They don't want change. And I'm saying to citizens of District 29, I'm saying to leaders, political leaders, we cannot continue business as usual. If we don't change, if we don't do something about what's happening in our community, we're going to be held accountable for that. I need your help. Here's a resolution, Lord. The resolution is we got to come together. Those of us that see this, all right, and I'm willing to lead the charge. I'm willing to put the meeting together, Florida. We can talk, Matori, let's sit down. And let's understand we don't have to agree on everything to work together, okay? And we can push, and we got to push. And there are a lot of people that are sitting back saying, well, I can't do nothing. It don't make a difference what you do. That's what people told me. It don't make a difference if you win or lose. Things going to stay the same. I am so thankful to Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela and Ralph Abernathy, Jesse Jackson. I'm so glad they didn't listen to those people that said, it don't make a difference. Ain't nothing going to change. It has made a difference. But if we quit, we miss 100% of the shots we don't try. Okay? So, I need your help. I need your support. We got a meeting this Sunday evening at 5708 Old Canton Road at 5 p.m. I would love those of you that are on this line to join me there as we strategize, as we move forward and change District 29, but not just District 29, that we be instrumental in changing this state and changing the well-being of our people. We can do this together, right? So please, understand my position, understand why, and we can make a difference, all right? So, hey, share this with as many people as you can. I am committed to fighting for the people, and I'm committed to working with those that want to fight for the people and will fight. I'm willing to work with, other political leaders. And as long as our agenda is clear, I don't have to agree with everything with them, but there's some things that are non-negotiable for me. Let's understand where we are. And maybe this doesn't affect a lot of you, but let me help you understand where we are. These are things that baffle me. We lead without the incarceration rate. We have mass incarceration. That's one of the ways they've controlled this state. Mass incarceration, right? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about, really holding the parole board accountable. Nobody's talking about how do we change that. All people are redeemable. All people are redeemable. So we gotta fight. Secondly, our infant mortality rate is close to listen to me, to third world countries. The infant mortality rate in this state is close to third world countries. So we have issues. Property values in certain parts of Hinds County are plummeting. 5708 Old Canton Road. We're going to be strategizing, organizing how to knock out these last couple of weeks of this campaign. But a bigger picture is our coming together, committed to change, committed to doing the things that need to be done. Not about race, not about religion, not about socioeconomic background, but about all of us working together. And those of us that care about the people. All right? So, remember this. I'm not angry. I'm passionate. I keep hearing people say, he's just angry. Oh, it's this, it's that. I'm going to tell you later the truth, okay? I'm going to tell you later because a statement was made by a high-ranking official when I asked the question in the meeting that my beef with, my issue with Capitol Police is personal. Anytime people's civil rights are being violated, anytime black and brown people are being impacted, it means something to me, okay? But my involvement with Capitol Police and my disdain for their tactics was never personal for me. It didn't become personal for me. I stood up after they massacred Jalen Lewis. And then after that, in an attempt to talk to them and get them to have a conversation with his mother, they refused, and they still have not. And then other stories of them shooting, they just threw the case of Tasha Smith out. You understand? They shot her. They know that she was shot by Capitol in a shootout, or it wasn't even a shootout. According to my people, they said no other shells were found except those out of the gun. They shot her and they know it, but the judge threw it out of court saying she was in her bed asleep. It's amazing, right? Jalen Lewis was massacred. There's been no report yet. It's amazing. And over again, they've done those things to people. And so as I began to expose that, I was warned by Capitol Police officers that knew me and said, Pastor Pickett, they are coming after you. You have a bullseye on your back. That's what they told me. I got that from JPD officers. Be careful, Pastor Pickett. And if they can't get you, they're going to get your children. So when they harassed my son, it was a direct attempt to silence us and to silence me. He had not done anything. And do you know, to this day, after we had let it go, do you know the officer that led the way in his harassment has the audacity to sue me after what he did? He did it. He did it. But not only that, the officer that stopped him from harassing my son, he had him for over 2 or 3 hours, had his car towed, he was not high, was not drunk, had passed every test. He had the audacity to sue me, and then the officer that came forward, I had never met her before, and she laid out what happened and what had done after they fired her. They fired the lady. They fired her. That's the kind of thing. So, hey guys, share this, all right? Those are the kind of things that are happening. Those kind of things deal with But I resent anybody that says, oh, the only reason is no, they attack me. They attack my family. They attack my son, right? For no reason. But it wasn't just him. It didn't start with him. It started with so many other people. But you know what? Everybody's redeemable. I think things can change. But oftentimes people want peace without accountability. It doesn't work that way. We can't have peace without accountability. People have to be held accountable for their actions. But that's what we are. That's what we're up against. And that's why I believe I'm going to stay in this race and must fight. I need your help. I need door knockers. I need people to get involved. I need people to come forward. I need people to give. I need you to give. I need you to give. I'm serving the people. I'm asking y'all to support me. I'm asking y'all to help me. I'm asking you to help me. You can go online and you can go to CashApp right now. Help me run the race. Right? Help me run it in a respectable way. Help me get on television. Help me. I need help. I need about $15,000 to finish this race strong. And if you want change and believe in change, please cash out me, $ D Pickett for Senate. D Pickett for Senate. And I guarantee you everything or anything you give makes a difference. All right? Cash out me, 25, 250, 2,500. Whatever you can do, $5. It helps us run this campaign and make sure we do the things that are necessary. All right? So God bless you. God keep you. That's my prayer. I love you. Thank you for all of you that have been supporting me in this adventure, and it has been an adventure. Thank you for even looking past my faults, because I have some. I want you to know that. But you have stayed the course and helped me, and I appreciate that. So, but let's finish strong. Let's finish strong. Let's finish strong. God bless y'all. Peace.